In the first example, we want to find the indicated derivative. So here is my function, and we want to find the first derivative. We want to find the first derivative evaluated at x equals -1. And this is just saying I want the first derivative evaluated at x equals 0. So this is the same as saying find x prime of 0. So you got to get used to the different notations that are asking for the same thing. So in order to find f prime of x, I could FOIL this out and then use the previous rule, power rule, of multiplying down that exponent. But instead, I want to look at this as a product of f times g, this being one function and this being another. So I'm going to use the product rule here. F prime of x equals the derivative, the second one, 4x squared minus 3x minus 1, multiplied by the derivative of the first, which would be 6x, plus the first one, 3x squared plus 5, multiplied by the derivative of the second, 8x minus 3. So you could have these in different order. The commutative property is here. As long as it's derivative of the first times the second, derivative of the second times the first, you could even change the order of the adding. So this is acceptable. So I could FOIL this out, but to save time, I'm not. So let's find f prime of -1. That's going to be 4 plus 3 minus 1 multiplied by -6 plus, let's say this is 3 plus 5 multiplied by -8 minus 3. And I'm going to leave my answer like that. And note that on the AP test, short answer, as a time saver, when you don't have a calculator, you can leave your answer like this. And this is an acceptable answer as long as every single number in here is correct. But if you're like me and this does not make you feel comfortable, please simplify down. So for my tests, I want you to simplify. So simplify for tests in Tiff's class, but leave like this, oops, like this on AP. So this is a time saver on the AP, but for me, because I have to grade everybody's tests and I'm not going to check all the different simplifications like an AP grader would, I need you to simplify this. But on the AP test, you can leave your answer like this. So now let's find the derivative with respect to x of f of x evaluated at x equals 0. So that means I will have 5 multiplied by -1. Oh, what am I doing? I'm plugging it into my original function. Excuse me. Plugging it into my derivative, I will have -1 multiplied by 0 plus 5 multiplied by -3, which is easy to simplify, -15. So these mean the same thing in notation. Keep in mind that on the AP test, you can leave your answers unsimplified as a time saver, but on my test, I want your answers always simplified. All right, let's move on.